All right, friend. So Tisha then came down in a two little bob from Bessemer to let us know that Love and Marriage Huntsville is returning. I know some of y'all happy. Confetti, confetti. Exactly. Also, Yandy didn't piss somebody off down there in them Atlanta streets because Tasha K allegedly has voice text, and regular text messages of Mendecees with some little thotty yaddy yaddy with a body down there in Buckhead, Bankhead, or one of the two, child. Y'all done got Melody involved, Melody Shari in the Love and Marriage Huntsville lawsuits. I'm gonna touch on that. Mama D chimed in, she and everybody business, and then we're gonna talk about Never Ever Mets. And for those of y'all who don't watch Never Ever Mets, I want y'all to just listen to the end. Of course, y'all know I'm going to put the timestamps. Because Never Ever Mets, I told y'all about them short men. I keep telling y'all time and time again about those short men, child. And this show don't do nothing but prove to y'all that a lot of these short men have issues. Anyway, friend, welcome back. Happy Saturday. Exactly. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. As y'all can see, I'm running in the Jamaican Olympics today. No, I go back on my braids. So today I have my first session with my personal trainer. Wish me luck, child. Pray. Pray for your best friend. Exactly. All of them oxtails and short ribs. Exactly. Anyway, friends, so where we going to start at? Let's start with the Love and Marriage Huntsville stuff. Then we're going to talk about Yandy and Tasha K and Mama D chiming in on all of that. And then we'll get into Never Ever Met. So I hope y'all Saturday going good. Going well. I'm talking about going good. Like I ain't got a college credit to my name, child. Shame on you, Jackson State. Exactly. Anyway, okay. So, Tisha went live the other day. Like I said, Tisha be looking cute. For the most part, I like Tisha's fashions. But this little bob that she was rocking, I ain't really care for that bob. Hold on. First of all, I don't care for these braids. It was too short. I love the bob Tisha had on the reunion, the black blunt cut. But this was giving Mary had a little lamb. Mary Poppins, it was short. You know how they had like the little short bobs with the curly? I don't know, child. Anyway, so allegedly they are done filming Love and Marriage Huntsville. So it will be back on our screens. I think I told y'all in another video that it's supposed to return in May. So this month. That's according to what Chris Fletcher DM'd one of my best friends in the comments and said. And I saw the DM. Exactly. Chris Fletcher, stay out of people. You better stay out these ladies' DMs. Exactly. Anyway, in other Love and Marriage Huntsville news, allegedly Martell got into a car accident. I don't know that to be true. I'm not sure if they got that tea from I don't know if the people got that tea from one of those AI channels, but I usually don't recommend, like I usually block those channels because all they do is gather a bunch of information from content creators. They don't even have to be like reputable YouTube channels or whatever. And then they just come and say anything. However, one thing that is true is I haven't been talking about the ongoing lawsuit. I told y'all because I ain't want no smoke in the YouTube streets with the Love and Marriage Huntsville girlies and boys that covered the show. However, it's been like a major lawsuit with Maurice and On Network, some of the content creators, a subscriber, which she's before my time. Anyway, the moral of the story is why they got my good Scorpio sister involved in a drama. I know Melody is sick and tired and sick and tired. And some of y'all ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but when I first, mind you, I didn't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville since season 1, episode 1. Literally, I was telling other people about it when season 1 came out because I'm a construction girly, which is what drew me to the show. So I was always an avid Melody fan because y'all know I go up for the Scorpio girlies. But as season 2 and season 3 and the YouTube sector of Love and Marriage Huntsville developed, I felt like some of her fans were like way too toxic. Way too toxic. I can remember I did a video And I was like, oh, I love my Scorpio sis Melody. And I was like, woo, but them early, season, them wigs, friend, we got to work on them or something. And the girlies drug me down to hell. I even prefaced it by saying, as women, I heard not always gonna be on point. We gonna have some bad days. We gonna have some leave outs like Clarissa. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, the moral of the story is, I know Melody get tired. She ain't even on the show no more, and y'all still bringing her into y'all drama. Now, I'm not sure if the young lady, I believe her name is Anonymous, she's a subscriber. I'm not sure if she's a millimeter or she's a Scott-a-lot. I'm not sure what side of the coin she lies on, because I'm not deep in the Instagram, in the YouTube streets like that. But I just know Melody tired. Like, bitch, I'm not even on this show no more. Why are y'all bringing me into this? That's why, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. It's really, really messy. Anyway, like I said, the lawsuit mentions Mel, though. She mentions how she was talking Mel through some stuff. Mel might have took her advice. She names Carlos King, Maurice Scott, all of the things. Where is the damn storylines? Where is the gossip? Where is the funny shit? Where are the Harry Hines girls? What happened to that shit? Exactly. Girl, anyway, Love and Marriage Huntsville is giving much to do about nothing. So let's move on. Let's talk about Yandy and Tasha K. Now, the last time we was talking about this, remember Tasha K had Kirk and Rashida on there and they was throwing shade at Yandy. Now, a week later, Tasha comes with receipts of Mendecees, allegedly. So the girl is an unnamed girl. She's still anonymous. But she came with receipts where Mendecees was texting her back and stuff, and audio clips of voice clips of Mendecees talking to her. Also on Tasha K's page today, it was said that he was seen with another woman partying with no wedding ring on with Richie Dollars. Girl, Richie Dollars from the Creep Squad from Love and Hip Hop New York. I think Richie Dollars stay down in Atlanta now, or at least he always be down there. Excuse me. This is my thing. If the voice clips it sounds like Mendecees. I heard a little part of it. It sounds like Mendecees. But if Yandy not leaving her husband, what is the point of this? It's giving LaTisha Scott. She is Ray Charles to the bullshit. She don't give a fuck about none of that. But how did Tasha K, after they've been talking all of this shit about the streets and Love and Hip Hop producers, nobody found this information but a week after Carlos King and Rashida and Kirk did an interview where they was throwing shade at them. Now all of a sudden Tasha got access to all of this evidence. It's giving us a scheme that the Frost set up to come to us with the bullshit. And I'm wondering why they got so much ammo. So I told y'all that Kirk was kind of mad because Kirk and them might not have been coming back to like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So they were positioning Yandy and Mendecees to be like the top couple. And it was giving we the king and queen of Atlanta, and Yandy and them coming down from New York trying to take over our spot, take over our friends, take over our social status, and take over, just the spot as the OG couple doing it down in Atlanta. Atlanta is very cliquey. This sounds like some petty high school shit, but Atlanta, I've been telling y'all, is very much like this. So, Mendecees didn't respond, but this is one thing I did notice, and this might be the reason why Rashida and Kirk is so panini pressed. Mind you, Rashida and Kirk own Frost Bistro, which Frost Bistro, let me know in the comments, have y'all ever been to Frost Bistro, Atlanta girlies? Do they have good food? I know Keith Lee did a review. It was okay. This is what's Tito. So Yandy had a grand opening last night for her new restaurant and lounge. It's called Cliche in College Park. It's a tapas restaurant. Mind you, if you friends with me on Instagram, I posted the tour. The shit is nice. You can literally fit Candy's OLG and Frost Bistro inside of this restaurant that Yandy opened up last night, because you know her and Mendecees are heavily into real estate. Baby, when I tell you it has 3 levels, and the top level is like a rooftop bar where you can see like the skyline and the people can see down on you. It's very plush, very cute. The food looks nice. They have live music, all of the things. And the girlies are supporting her. Portia reposted it. Portia reposted the grand opening little promo video. Shamia reposted the grand opening promo video and congratulated her. Drew dropped down in the comments, and a lot of the other ladies did too. Candy didn't repost it. I noticed that much. Are the girlies intimidated because Yandy then came down to Atlanta and now she doing the damn thing? Because she's opening a new bar and bistro. And like I said, you can fit OLG and Frost Bistro inside of this new restaurant. It's called Cliche in College Park. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think the girlies just hating on Yandy? Because it's giving y'all going way too hard about this. It's giving y'all going way too hard about this. Anyway, child. So after Tasha K dropped all of that tea with the audio clips from the alleged mistress and all of the things, Mama D got on her Instagram page and had something to say. First of all, Mama D, why you got something to say? This ain't got shit to do with Scrappy-Doo. But we know that Garfield and Garfield Mama gonna take up for Kirk, Frost, and Rashida all the time. Because Scrappy posted a shady video, a little Mitch video, and was like, yeah, they ain't married. I didn't know. And there was... Atlanta people hate when people from out of town come there. And I guess kind of, you know, infiltrate their territory or something. But it seems like the housewife girlies are supporting Yandy. Yandy was invited to all of the little events, the baby showers, and all of the things. So it's giving half of the Atlanta crew and the girlies support Yandy and Mendecees, and then the other half is on Kirk and Rashida and them side, and they in their little plight. And I wonder, is this girl the same girl as Jasmine's friend that she was talking about on the episode? Because if this is Jasmine's friend, it's given that Kirk might have gave Jasmine some extra money to get her friend to drop them receipts to Tasha K. Do I put it above Kirk and his 3 earrings? Absolutely not. Do I put it above Jasmine? Absolutely not. She just got her Tesla repossessed. She need that extra money. Rod came and repossessed that damn Tesla. Anyway, so let me tell y'all what Mama D had to say. So the real Mama Z, she said, let this be clear, but when you come again, mind you, I have proper English. I'm reading y'all exactly what Mama D wrote. And then we could try to translate it. She said, let this be clear, but when you come against the grain, it's a war you will never win. When you come against the grain, it's a war you will never win. Are you talking about Yandy and Mendecees went against the grain, like went against Kirk and Rashida? Like they the king and queen of Atlanta toxic couples? Girl, please. In that order. Never check what can't be checked. And then she tagged Tasha. This is not directed towards you, baby. It's to the guilty parties that lie. Drop Smite. Who is the guilty parties that lie? You talking about Mendecees? Worry about Kirk and what happened to Eddie Kane Jr. What's her husband name? What's that dude name that Mama D married right out of jail? Eddie? I know it's an old name. Eddie, Franklin, Greg. What the fuck is his name? I don't know. The crackhead dude who couldn't stay off drugs that the daughter hated. Baby, worry about that, Mama D. And worry about your health issues, poo-poo. Why you all in Kirk them business? They don't give a fuck about Scrappy and his business. Girl, I guess. Anyway, the fact that they got me taking up for Yandy is pissing me off in itself, because I don't even fuck with Yandy like that. I don't even like Yandy. Like, is this Yandy karma for doing everybody dirty in in New York? You did Chrissy wrong. You did Cumbella wrong. You did Orphan Annie wrong. Where is the orphan girl that she adopted? What happened to that? So is this Yandy karma for crossing everybody in New York, then running down to Atlanta? And now these girlies trying to bury you and your husband in the drama? I don't know. what I do know is y'all should go check out that restaurant, Yandy new restaurant called Cliche in College Park. The next time I'm in Atlanta, I'm gonna go check it out because it looked nice. I mean, I might not like fish face with Yandy, but I like a good topper, a good cocktail. So I'm gonna go see what the tea is, friend. Anyway, so tell me if y'all think it's a setup, child. Is it a scheme that Todd you know what I'm talking about. Come to us with the bullshit. Yeah, I know Candy ain't said shit. She said, fuck that shit. I don't want Todd to be next on Tasha K's docket. So anyway, let's talk about Never Ever Mets real quick. And then I'm finna get out of here because like I said, I gotta go get my I'm gonna try to be cute. That's why I put the braids on. You know what I'm saying? Take off this jewelry and be like, yes, I'm ready. Exactly. Yeah, pray for me. Anyway, let's talk about Never Ever Mets. Erwin get on my motherfucking nerves. First, I thought it was Alicia. Is it Alicia? Yeah, first I thought Alicia got on my nerves the most, but it's Erwin. Erwin get on my nerves the most. And the fact that you was crying pissed me off. And Ty, little short Teletubby looking ass. Do he look like a Teletubby? I don't know. Ty looked like either a Teletubby or Winnie the Pooh. Ty looked like one of the two. But these little under 6 feet men, I keep telling y'all about them because this is the type of shit they do. Do you see Cinco walking around acting like this? No. Anyway, let's talk. Okay, so they opened up the episode right after Ty was acting a damn fool at that pool, cursing at Brittany like he done lost his fat ass mind. Girl, fuck Ty. I don't like Ty no more. And I thought he was cool too. But in retrospect, so how Alicia was getting on all of our nerves at the beginning, like Alicia in that kitchen with Ty, the way Ty started talking to her, now that I saw how he talked to Brittany at the pool, you are problematic because your low-key was Kurt going off on Alicia in that kitchen too when all she asks is, can you use some vegan oil or some shit like that? Anyway, girl. So we see Charlie. She calling home. She talking to her mama. Her mama like, is you sending me this money for babysitting them kids? Charlie like, yeah, mama, I'm trying to secure my new baby daddy. I'll call you back later. Anyway, Jared ass comes into the room or whatever. And she gonna say, I'm getting homesick. Jared was like, you want to go home? Bitch, you want to go? Because I damn sure want to go. That was his first gut reaction. Like, bitch, do you want to go? I don't like Jared. I don't like Jared because Jared comes off as a nice guy and he just reminds me of those guys who always say, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. And people be like, he is such a nice guy. He is a dog. Jared is a dog. Like, literally, he is a dog. And he be gaslighting this girl to her face. A lot of these dudes do. A lot of these dudes are low-key trash on this show, but we're going to truck along. So then we get the Alicia and Erwin saga. This was most of the episode. It was the way Erwin, I thought Alicia was problematic, but the way Erwin flipped and showed his true colors is crazy. I see why Alicia don't like you. I wouldn't like your hoe. I wouldn't like you either. Anyway, so this is what Erwin said. This is what Master Splinter said. Master Splinter is in the kitchen complaining to Brandon about Alicia, basically. So when Alicia comes into the kitchen, Brandon apologizes. He's like, you know what? I'm sorry about the shit that happened the other day. Da 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 da. In that moment, Alicia's still trying to be the victim. Like, well, I just fell. Girl, shut up. You are annoying. You should be happy that Brandon apologized to you because you literally got in his business. Exactly. But then Erwin asks Alicia, can they go for a walk? And as soon as he asked that, she immediately like got nervous and was like, oh Lord, I'm trying to have a good day. You can tell that they just don't like each other. They don't like each other. They don't like talking to each other. It is what it is. So when they sit down, and I'm going to point out most of the stuff he said because it's important. This just lets us know how this man personality is. He said they were like sitting down talking at the beginning, and she's like, we don't mesh well together. I want to go home. Da, da, da. And she was like, okay, well, that's okay. That's fine. You know, the feeling is mutual. We can do that. She was all good with it. She wasn't smug. She wasn't being sarcastic. She wasn't being annoying. It was, I thought that was going to be the end of it. Like, okay, we don't get along. We don't get, exactly, let's go home. Erwin proceeds to say, I could point out multiple reasons, but I'm not going to. And she like, okay, okay, bitch. And then he was like, my ex-girlfriend called me, and I feel like God was talking to me. I mean, she's a great person. And she like, I don't want to hear this shit. And he like, you trying to drive? He was like, you trying to drive how I talk? No, she's not trying. That was the gaslighting. First of all, you're low-key trying to throw your ex in my face like God was talking to you because your ex called you. And now, because I'm trying to tell you I don't want to hear this shit, we made a decision. Now you like, oh, you trying to drive how I talk? No, I just don't want you telling me this bullshit. He goes on to say, no, she was like, okay, you trying to one-up me. You trying to one-up me with the whole ex-girlfriend thing. That's exactly what he was doing, because she didn't give him no pushback when he said, oh, we don't mesh together. I just want to go home, whatever. And she was just like, okay, it is what it is. So he felt like, oh, well, no, I got to get her. So that's when he started talking about the ex-girlfriend thing. And she like, you just trying to one-up me. And he was like, I don't want to be your friend. We could be friends, but I don't want to be your friend. Where did that come from? Where did that anger come from? She didn't say, hey, I still want to be friends and I want to work this out. Like he was moving and pivoting every which way in this conversation because he wanted to get a rise out of her. And he said it when he left. When they was leaving, he said it. Anyway, so like I said, they start going at it or whatever. She like, he's gaslighting me. He on this bullshit. I'm done. So they getting ready to walk out of the beach, from the little beach back into the house or whatever. And she turns around like, I don't want to hear no more of this. Because at this point, he's like, just throwing up at the mouth. Just saying anything he can say to get under this girl's skin. And it's just like, why do you need to do that, baby? If you already said that I don't like you and you don't like me. He said, and I quote, I needed to get some sort of reaction out of her and I got it. So it wasn't just good enough for you to say, hey, I don't like you, you don't like me, let me leave. No, your little short ego was bruised because everybody in the house felt like she didn't like you. And I guess you realized that. So instead of just leaving amicably, and if you really did see a sign from God and your ex-girlfriend, why would you feel the need to get a reaction out of her or try to get back at her or something? What was the point of that? And ain't you like 36? You 36 and you this immature, bitch? Girl, short man crazy. So then he goes back in the kitchen, child, and tells everybody he leaving. And then Cinco like, she just don't like you, bro. I love some Cinco with his baby shark teeth. Anyway, so Cinco like, she just don't like you, bro. And to me, that's the whole culmination of all of this. He realized that Alicia don't really like him. She get on his nerves, he get on her nerves. He tried to get a reaction out of her by making up this ex-girlfriend thing. Then when he telling everybody, they standing around the island in the kitchen, he like, yeah, my ex called me. Oh, no, she didn't call me. She liked a picture on Instagram. Oh, what? First of all, didn't you just sit down with this girl and tell her that your ex called you? And then you said that again, but you like, oh, no, she just liked the picture. Bitch, liking a picture and calling is two different things. Did the girl like a picture and you said, oh, she liked my picture, let me call her, and now you think y'all can rekindle something? Or did she call you? Erwin is a liar. The ex-girlfriend probably sitting at home like, I do not like you, Master Splinter. She probably at home like, she probably cursed his ass out after she seen this episode. I'm sure Erwin's ex-girlfriend is somewhere cursing him out, calling him a short, Master Splinter looking bitch. Because why are you lying on that lady? All just to what? Make Alicia feel bad? Girl, anyway, he goes on, he started crying. He started crying. And Jerry is sitting there like, everybody is like, if this is a girl that you don't like, he said she a horrible person. If this girl is such a horrible person, she used her help, she does all of these things, why are you crying? Why are you crying, baby? Crying and lying. I hate a motherfucker that can cry and lie. So then she comes down in the kitchen and she just tells everybody like, hey, everybody, I'm going home, yada, yada, yada. She's very stoic about it and then leaves. He continues to get all emotional and stuff. Jay and Cinco leave out of the damn kitchen. They cracking the fuck They are cracking the fuck up. Like, what is the tea? What is wrong with this dude and shit? Then Erwin walks in there and was like, yeah, man, sorry for making you cry. Jared like, oh, yeah. You did that? No, the only person who was crying was you, Shorty Doo-Wop. Girl, Erwin is insufferable. I'm not sure if he was crying because he missed his ex-girlfriend. Erwin has emotional issues too. So, I don't know. Initially, I couldn't stand Alicia, but Erwin, you right there. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, they leave or whatever. Britt and Ty, they talk a little bit. She has issues with him, so later on she gonna invite his brother and his mom, or we could just talk about it. So Ty's brother is cool with Britt, and he's the one who hooked them up. So she calls his brother like, hey, maybe you can talk some sense into him. She called her mama because he was very disrespectful to her. I wouldn't talk to Ty after he embarrassed me like that in front of other people. It's one thing to talk to me crazy, but then you would do that in front of other people. I could never trust being around you because I don't know if you would come out the bag on me. Especially disrespect. I would never talk to Ty plus size ass again. But nevertheless, I love the fact that when his brother came, his brother was like, hey, you should have said this, and was really talking him through it. I love to see a man checking another man because it was true, and it's sad. A lot of men don't listen to women. Men listen to other men. You see how Ty couldn't gauge anything that Britt kept trying to tell him, like, hey, you putting me last. You trying to play Mr. Popularity, tap dancing for everybody else. And when she was sitting down with Jared and Charlie, that was the prime example. Jared and Charlie cuddled up and shit, and you and there playing pool, dapping up, yeah, man, da-da-da. And Jared was like, do you think he like you? And she was like, I think he want to have sex with me. And I've been there before. Like, I know men who... I feel like a lot of men sometimes they want me around because I'm fun, I'm bubbly, I'm a pretty smile, I might give them a good kiss, you know what I'm saying? But that's just for your own entertainment and for your own pleasure. But do you like my regular personality, my input to like genuine conversations and stuff like that, just like being around me? No. It's giving a lot of men like hanging out with their homeboys because they like them as people and they just want to have sex, or they like the physicality of being around certain women. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad. Anyway, but I like the fact that he finally took heed to what his brother was trying to tell him, because he wasn't hearing what Brittany was saying. It wasn't until the mama and the brother came that he was actually like, yeah. And he was like, it seemed like she want me to cater to her. And I loved the mama. I love Brittany mama. She said, my husband catered to me every day. So you need to make a decision. Please make a decision. Baby, when I tell y'all, I met this guy, and he had 4 kids. This was recently. As a matter of fact, he a TikToker. Girl, he a TikToker. It's a lot to the story, but the moral of the story is he's a TikToker. And he got 4 kids. He has 4 kids. And he was complaining about a girl he was talking to that wanted flowers. And he was like, I told her I'm not a romantic type of guy. And me, I'm the flower girl. I love flowers. I buy myself flowers. I buy my friends flowers. I love flowers. So I was like, why didn't you buy her flowers? And he was like, cause I didn't want, I'm not finna cater to her. I'm not finna do everything she want me to do. I was like, that is so, like, where do men get off saying that? Do you know that your whole purpose in this whole, I think people lost, they lost the purpose of relationships. Like, you're in that person's life to make them happy, to do things to make them happy, your presence is gonna make them happy. But if they want you to do something in addition to make them happy, that's what you need to do. That's your purpose. If I'm hearing you say, "Ooh, I had a rough day. I wish I could have you cook for me in a thong," that'll just make my baby. Okay, let me break out the thong and break out the cornmeal and let's get this party started. So if that woman just said, "Hey, baby, I wish you would buy me flowers," what extra? Buy that girl some flowers. I love when Britt's mom told him that. My husband catered to me every day. Exactly. So if you complaining about stopping fixing these motherfuckers some food to get her a drink, fuck them and that salad. Get her a drink first. And she should have got up and helped him cook or get him something. Baby, you want an extra beer? You want another cocktail? You need another Hennessy? Like, people are so selfish. I was like, ugh. I don't know if I would be in a relationship, child. Unless my trainer like me, but still. Anyway, so I thought that was good. So Britt and Ty gonna decide to, work it out or try to, get it together. Kiki and Brandon are going back and forth because he wants more affection. And you see Clay and Tati in the back of the damn van kissing and shit. And Kiki won't even give Brandon like a hug or no kiss or nothing. And she said she had issues with affection, but it's just like, Kiki, it's giving you don't like Brandon either. It's giving Kiki don't like Brandon. She missed that old thing. She missed that old pipe, that ex-boyfriend. Anyway, but they play like a little game or whatever. And in the game, they read these questions and everybody has to like hold up a card about what couple, this refers to the most. So the first question was, which couple will make it to the end? Most people said Jay and Cinco. Of course, they gonna have issues on the next episode, but of course, I think it's Jay and Cinco. They mesh well than most of them do. It's probably because they had sex on the first night. They was already in tune, and all they needed was the final piece, and there was some of that hot sex. Exactly. The next question was, who needs the intimacy suite the most? Why mostly everybody said Alexis and Chris was like, I told Alexis, you ain't getting this zick, mommy. Alexis, this man don't even want to have sex with you, girl. Let him go. I think Chris just on here for the show. Maybe. I don't know. Child. But Chris is, a man don't even want to go to the intimacy suite with you. It's giving you an old desperate cougar. You making the cougars of the world look bad, and I don't like that. I don't like that, Alexis. Anyway, the last one was who was the least compatible? It was Kiki and Brandon. Who was the most dramatic? Kiki and Brandon. I would have been embarrassed too. And Kiki was overwhelmed and she didn't like the game no more. No wonder she was drinking in the first place, because she still like her ex. I don't know. And Brandon is giving you pushing it, baby. Like, just get you another girly. It's a lot of plus size pretty girlies out there. Hi. Anyway, then the last question was, who has the most secrets? And then Tati and Clay, everybody put Tati and Clay. And Tati was like, why? And then Charlie gets in her confessional and says, oh, yeah, because he just had a son and everybody knows, and everybody trying to keep the secret from Tati. And I wish somebody would say something. Brandon said the same thing. He was like, he's literally making a fool out of Tati. And I wonder, is that why Brandon and Tati, or remember I told y'all they close on Instagram, they be liking each other's stuff and doing all of the things. Maybe they bonded after this season over the fact that Kiki played you. Kiki's still in love with her ex-husband. We find out, well, not her ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. Kiki's still in love with her ex-boyfriend. That's what we find out. And she didn't tell him that she was living with him the whole time she was talking to him. So Brandon gonna be heartbroken. And then Tati, if I'm Tati, I'm not even just upset or heartbroken that this man got a baby. I'm pissed off and I want to beat your, because your big Paul Bunyan looking ass been sitting in my face lying to me constantly, making me look like a fool in front of all of these people because you don't have the guts the backbone. You ain't got the backbone. You not man enough to tell me to my face about your issue. I can give it up to, at least Jared and Charlie was man enough and woman enough to say it to each other's face. I'm a person, this is my issue. I can't sit around somebody and look them in their eyes every day and know some shit that I ain't told them. I'm not built like that. I think people like that, you built different. For him to look her in her eyes, kiss on her, and do all of the things, and let her get embarrassed in front of this group of people and not say nothing. Carvassier, whatever his name is, Paul Bunyan is a low down dirty dog. He is a different type of person. And I feel some type of way about Charlie too, because ain't no way I'm a woman in this house and I ain't gonna tell Tati. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Y'all know me. As a Scorpio, the second we leave this room, I'm be like, Tati, come here. Because I would want somebody to tell me. As a woman, why would you let her walk around looking stupid like that? Because it's obvious that this motherfucker ain't gonna tell. I don't know, y'all. Anyway. So that was pretty much it. Brittany got some straightening with Ty. Carvassier never told Tati anything. I wonder if it's all gonna come out next week. I pray it does. I think maybe Alexis will tell. And Alexis is an older woman, so I would expect one of them to go tell her. Don't let Tati be out like that. I don't like that. Anyway, so at the end, we see next time we're gonna get into Kiki being in love with her ex. I wonder if she gonna tell Brandon that she was living with him. The Tati and the Clay shit. I don't know. I pretty much like this season. I think the men are trash. Jared is trash. He just want to smash on Charlie. Who else trash? Ty. Y'all know how I feel about Winnie the Pooh. He's disrespectful. I would never take that from him. He just wants friends. He want to be Mr. Popularity. Let him go bump bunchy cats with the boys. Who else? Brandon, poor Brandon. Brandon, just get you another girl, Pooh. Right, because Kiki low-key doing him dirty. And then who else? Jay and Cinco, I guess they gonna have a little issue next episode, but they the best couple so far. Carvassier, oof, I hope. Tati, if you got some uncles, beat his ass. Just beat Carvassier ass at this point. Because he get on my nerves. And I'm glad the little gremlin Master Splinter gone. Because he was insufferable too with his crybaby ass. Anyway, friends, so that's all I got. I did watch My Two Sons. Is it called My Two Sons? Somebody's son. I did watch that. I like the show. I just don't like how one episode is each mother and the sons. And then it takes so long for us to go back to like the other set of people or something. I don't know. And then that one set of sons, he kind of quiet and I don't know, y'all. Tell me if y'all watching Somebody's Son. If y'all gonna watch the finale of Detroit tonight, I might, child. Exactly. I'm supposed to be reviewing Raising Kanan with Good Deed. So watch out for that. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you like this video. I'm also going to drop my cooking video. I made catfish and spaghetti last night. Exactly. So I'll post that sometime today. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like this video. Tell me what you think about Tisha, Love and Marriage Huntsville, or y'all gonna stick around and watch it. Melody being involved in these messy ass lawsuits and shit. Yandy, why is she the target down there in Atlanta? And is she ever gonna divorce Mendecees for cheating? I don't think so. I think his alleged side chick can come to us with a full documentary with pictures, videos, and everything of Mendecees sucking on her toes, and Yandy still ain't going nowhere. Cause Yandy done fought too long for Mendecees, and she one of them girls who feel like I fought for him too long and I ain't losing out. It's giving more of I'm not finna lose. But you really are losing, friend. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video and comment. I'll talk to you later on today. Happy Saturday. Bye.